Hey. We're getting into middle of the semester. We're beyond remembering summer, entering the thick of it, so to speak. And this is where we start to see a lot of feelings as middle school math teachers, because we're getting past a lot of the review too. And we're getting into hard stuff. Middle school math is where you start to hear my favorite, and I don't know if they tell you, but I think all us middle school math teachers are part of a secret club where we know, aside from all of our math training, we have to answer this question. Why do I need this? Or, not in a question form, more in an act of protest, I don't need this. And I have to say, I think you do. A lot of people will sort of superficially tell you, well, sure you do, you know, bridges are made with math. I don't care, I don't like bridges. Well, when you cook, you use math. I don't care, I don't cook. Okay? So yes, math is helpful in a very just linear, like just direct way. Money, helpful. But I know people who work with money on a daily basis and they still hire me, or they still have message in my inbox when their students are in my class about middle school math. So it's not to say that you need this particular lesson even to know money or to measure or to label and order things. Those are helpful. But the more I do math, the more I have to really think about that question. And as someone who also has a specialty in sort of emotional regulation and neurodivergency, I've always wondered why I like math so much and why I'm so passionate about it. And here are some reasons, okay? Confidence. There is something miraculous about what happens in your brain when you've done something hard and you've done it right. I'm going to add one right now as well while I'm talking to you. But in general, doing hard things and doing them well or getting through them, even if you barely scrape by, develops confidence. And confidence doesn't come from posters on the wall. And confidence doesn't come from mom telling you you're great. No, it doesn't. It's a good baseline. But confidence comes from testing what you've been told about yourself. And boy, does math do that. That's an easy one. Let's talk about the good ones. Let's talk about the ones data shows. And this is what I actually tell people. Well, you might not actually know how to solve the quadratic equation right after you leave my class. And so what's the point? Well, okay. Cognitive skills. The parts of your brain that you develop, the neurons and the highways of cells that you work on in math. Cognitive skills. You use cognitive skills to read news. You use cognitive skills to solve the problem with the toilet at 2 a.m. and you don't want to hire the plumber. You use it to redirect yourself out of traffic to get home on time. You use cognitive skills in so many ways as an adult, and some of us don't have it. And boy, I wonder how they did in math. Using this and just practicing and trying and really working at the problems your math teacher gives you, cognitive skills. The next one, communication. What? This isn't English. You're right, it's not. But when I ask you to translate formulas, when I ask you to break apart the meaning of word problems, when I ask you to write an answer, I'm asking you to communicate. And I'm asking you to do so without emotion. I'm asking you to do so in a very direct way. And that is a baseline space for you to be able to communicate in. It is practice for you to communicate with your boss, with your spouse, with your doctor. Things that you need to be able to communicate. What are the key points, right? And so that actually has a lot to do with my neighbor in English. It overlaps so much, your ability to develop good communication skills. Creativity, you've probably heard before too, but math is really, really important for you to understand three-dimensional structures, abstract concepts, and that translates well into an artistic viewpoint. You might think us math people are really boring, but we're not. I love art. And I think the older I get, I love art because I love math. Right? Just figured that out just now. Wow. But these are the ones that blend my love of math and my love of emotional intelligence. These are data. These are the easy ones, okay? These are the good ones, okay? When you work math and you come in and you do things, you're going to learn that perfection is literally not it. It's not it. If you are constantly looking for perfection, you will never be satisfied. And in fact, in math, the best place to learn is in the mistakes. I can do it and then you can do it perfectly, but did you learn? But if I do it and you mess up and I say, oh, take a look at this spot. And you go, here's my favorite noise. Oh! Life is a lot like that, guys. Life is a lot like that. It is okay to make mistakes. In fact, I urge you to make some mistakes. Not any that warrant life permanence, but make some mistakes, get messy, try things. That's where the learning takes place. So it teaches you that perfection is just not necessary. It's really not, okay? It also teaches you to plan and solve. Oh my goodness, math is basically just a tied up messy string in a ball. And your job is to unravel it. But so much of life is order of operations. So much of life is figuring out which section to attack first. And so it teaches you to handle the sticker shock, and that, I'm telling you, happens so much in life. Whoa, right? How do you handle the follow through after the initial, oh my gosh, whoa? Life is not perfect and it's not going to go well for you all the time. Sometimes it's going to be a really big mess or a really scary thing. Math helps you develop the tools to be able to go, okay, I think I can't deal with this first because I have to deal with this first. It teaches you to plan. It teaches you to execute. It teaches you that failure to launch isn't a good idea. Let's just get our hands dirty and get in there and figure it out. You're not always going to have someone to do it for you. You're not always going to have support. Sometimes it's just going to be you and the problem. And it's going to teach you how to do the scary things. Okay? Anyway, hang in there. Your math is mathin', and so are you. And it's not something you're going to remember when you're 25 or when you're 35 or when you're whatever. It's not something you're going to memorize. And in fact, even as math people have to review certain concepts. So you're not going to catch me off guard by saying, why do I even need this? Because I already know. I know because half of the ways I have survived life is all of this. And I got it from math. And so can you.